Hey, what makes virtual learning the best option for students? What is the trifecta, Miss Biggins? What makes this effective? I just want to know, how does this work? All right. For those who don't know, this is Mevany Biggins from Music by Mevany, and we teach children how to read music and play music so well that they earn college scholarships. As a matter of fact, if you give us your beginning musicians, or your intermediate, your advanced, come one, come all, we will teach them how to read music or unlearn how they read music, play their instrument, and perform a home concert for you in less than 30 days. Let's get into it. This is what makes virtual learning the best option for students. You have to have three things. You have to have a child. You got it. You have to have a parent. You got it. One or two, doesn't matter. Just a parent. And then three, you have to have the educator. That's us. What makes it the best option is that we are taking accountability on all three sides. As the educator, my job is to give you the skills. I need to give you the strategies, the tactics, the techniques. As I always said before, the only thing I'm not able to do is touch that baby. Only thing as much as I want to hug and greet my students with a hug anytime, unfortunately, sometimes, circumstances don't always allow for me to be able to be in person with the child, or any of my instructors for that matter. However, nonetheless, that doesn't mean they can't learn or they're unable to learn virtually. That's where you, the parent, come into play. Now, if you're thinking as a parent, well, this is another thing I got to do on my list. This takes too much work. I ain't got that kind of time. You don't have that kind of time for your child not to learn. You don't have the kind of time for your child not to succeed. You don't have that kind of time for your child not to understand the outcome. And so we ask our parents to give us 45 days. And not 45 days straight, but our onboarding process virtually takes about 30 to 45 days. And in that onboarding process, I literally go through every possible sequence in music virtual learning at Music by Mevany. I said that on purpose. Why? Because it's a method to the virtual learning madness. We teach the child how to log in. We teach the child how to entertain on the screen. We teach the child how to ask questions. We teach the child how to practice in group. We teach the child how to practice in one-on-one. We teach the child how to practice in self-mastery. We teach the child how to go into our portal. We teach the parent how to hold the child accountable. We teach the parent how to ask the right questions. We teach the parent how to read music. Yes, you, the parent, learn how to read music with your baby. We teach you every single step along the way in making your child an independent self-learner, where they're mastering their own talents and their own skills with the assistance of live one-to-one and group instruction. Yes, we also do one-to-one and group, but we don't do it one or the other. You do everything. So not only do you have one-to-one, you also have group instruction as well. And on top of that, you have self-study videos as well that you have to report back to. You have practice videos you need to upload and send to your instructor so they can provide immediate feedback on what you played, so there's no gap in the practice. What happens? When the teacher teaches, the parent supports, and the child learns, you create that trifecta. You create that triangle, that learning triangle, I call it, that allows information to be processed and internalized, so that brain starts to get bigger, that brain starts building, those synapses start working, those executions start improving, they start compounding, that foundation starts getting stronger and more sturdier. They're able to read more difficult material, and we're able to kind of build on it, just like this. But at any point in time where, if the teacher's teaching and the parent's uninterested, the parent won't go through the onboarding series, or the parent, well, you know what, they've done good this far, I'll just do it for 15 days and now just go step away. No. Or they completely finish the onboarding series, and then 3 months in, they're like, well, I ain't even seen a lesson in 2 months. No. Won't work. There needs to be a learning trifecta. If any way, and of course, students, they start out with high motivation. If any time the student kind of motivation dips, and that's when the commitment has to rise, that's when the feelings don't matter. You being upset or you not wanting to practice, your commitment level has to be higher than your emotion at the time. And the parent's not there to step in and say, hey, this is our commitment. This is what we're doing. Not, is this what you want to do? This is what we're doing. Because we're playing or we're playing. Because when the parents are committed, the child naturally steps up. Because guess what? The adults in the home set the precedent for the house. I'll say it again. The adults in the home set the precedent for the house. What the parents do, what the parents demonstrate, the children follow. Point blank, period. So again, for you, the best option for students, the best virtual learning option for students are honestly families who are committed to overall education as a whole. You have to be a family that values education in the home. You have to be a family that knows how to turn off the TV, turn off the YouTube, and turn on the instruction. You have to be a family that knows that we have set times for learning, we have set times for play, and we have set times for rest. You are scheduled in a sense of you have a schedule in your household. And if you don't have a schedule, you have the desire to implement a schedule in your household. You have, I like to call it a starting lineup of education. You have your starting lineup of educators that not only teach your children, but they hold them accountable to results. While they're working in their virtual environment, they're engaged. The teachers are looking for ways to motivate and inspire your students. You need that lineup in your home. That's what makes it the best virtual learning option, because guess what? You have teachers who are committed to the outcome of your children. So if that's you, go ahead and download our Master Music Roadmap. Go and also schedule a music discovery session, because we need to do a deep dive. We need to do an assessment as to what works in your home. We need to know what kind of structures are you setting up for or desire to initiate in your house to produce high achieving children, to produce high achieving students in your home that you're going to be proud of, because guess what? They're going to not only make an intentional decision to be a part of the program, but they're going to stick with it for the entire year. That, my friend, is what makes the virtual music learning the best option for students. Parents that are committed to the obvious outcome and implementation of knowledge in their children. Talk to you soon.